My name is Amy Blancardi, and I work for Families for Families in a administrative position, and I help with our date nights.
My name is Phil Blancardi. I'm the young adults pastor at First Baptist Church, Snellville.
What I like about my job is that I can serve in an administrative role and do what I love to do best, which is at the computer, even though I know the families get lots of emails from me. But I also love that I can serve and see children on a monthly basis for our events for our foster families.
Being a young adults pastor, I love that I get to work with our college and young singles and young couples in discipleship, just what it looks like to continue to grow in their maturity as a Christian, and how they can be effective when they leave the walls of the church in their own spheres of influence. Being in jobs where it's mostly focused on people, I would say that one of the things I enjoy the most about that is just seeing the change, seeing the growth in people, and getting to have those conversations with them, and kind of helping point in the right direction, and seeing how they kind of react, how they grow from the conversations that we have.
And I would say for me, being in jobs that are relational with people with our foster families, it's really cool when you can start the process with them from the very beginning of when they become a foster parent all the way until they've accepted their first foster placement, or maybe even all the way until they're adopted. So it's really cool to see the journey from beginning to end in the role that I have.
Yeah, 2020 was a difficult year. Started off, I guess, like everybody else. COVID came and everything was quarantined, and it was definitely different. Jobs were different. Trying to figure things out at the church and with her job as well was kind of strange. In July, I got COVID, got sick, and I had a pretty severe case of it. Didn't have any breathing issues or anything like that, but it was pretty bad. And then my mom and dad ended up getting COVID from somewhere, and we thought everything was okay, but mom got over it pretty quickly, but dad struggled. Dad ultimately got pneumonia from COVID and passed away in September. It was hard. Didn't get to say goodbye. So it's been weird, him not being around. And it has definitely been hard on me and my siblings and my mom and my grandmother. All that happened shortly before the holidays, before Thanksgiving. My dad's birthday's at Christmas, so left for a very hard end of the year.
So 2020 obviously was really difficult, but God is still faithful in all the things that He has provided, even in 2020 for us. And weren't really expecting it, but we found out we were pregnant in November of 2020. So that was kind of a fun surprise. And so we really find that, God has brought life out of death this year. And what was really cool is that, his mom has always wanted to be a grandma, and we were actually able to tell her that we were pregnant on Christmas Eve, which was also his dad's birthday. So it was really cool just to see full circle some beauty that has come from pain. I feel like my faith has grown in a way in 2020 because it really forced me and him to solely focus and trust and rely only on God, and not on any resources we could provide for ourselves. Only God can provide that joy that we need and that we're seeking. And so kind of like what he said, even when we can't see things, or maybe we're not sure God is at work and we don't feel it, or we're still having a tough day, we ultimately know that God is always in control. He's sovereign, He has a plan, and He's worthy of all of our worship.
I would say that there's definitely been those moments of struggle. You think about as a pastor, you're always like telling people, hey, you gotta have faith. You gotta have faith that there's a reason, there's purpose. And when you get thrown in these situations, it's you look back and you go, boy, it sure is easy to tell people that. It's different when it's time to do it yourself. And you know, that's been something that, you know, if I'm being honest, has been tough for me specifically. You know, but I try to remind myself of the times that God has been good, and we think about the scenario where we found out we were pregnant and those types of things. And you know, faith is a lot of trusting in what you don't know or what you can't see. And I don't know why things played out the way they did, but faith is having trust that there is purpose and there is reason behind that, even though we don't understand it and even though we may not like it. And so it's difficult, and I think that it's foolish to think that it won't be difficult, but it's how you persist through that. It's taking that step into the unknown that really shows that you have the faith that we so frequently talk about having.